Wagwan everybody, welcome back to Tamara Recipes. So let's make this flavorful, creamy Jamaican carrot pumpkin punch. So here I have my chopped carrots, and I'm using 2 large carrots. I have a pound of pumpkin because I'm using more pumpkin than the carrot, alright? So you want to cut them into some bite-sized pieces because we're going to cook it, so I want it to cook fast, alright? So I have my supergen, I have my yogurt, and my condensed milk, alright? So pertaining to the pumpkin, I like to leave a little of the skin because you know the skin has a lot of health benefits, alright? So I'm using the sweetened condensed milk with the supergen, but what if you don't have supergen? You can always use Nutrimen, or I did another video where I use Irish moss in the can, alright? So I have some water on the stove. I'm gonna add a little salt, you know, and then after I add the salt, I'm gonna add my pumpkin and my carrot once the water comes up to a boil. I planned to use some cinnamon leaf, but I didn't add it at this point. Now it's best to add it before the water comes up to a boil, where all of that flavor can be released. Alright, but even if you add the pumpkin and the carrot and then you add it, it's still gonna have the flavor because it will be cooking with the pumpkin and the carrot. Alright, and trust me guys, it adds so much flavor. So if you have the cinnamon leaf or the cinnamon powder, go ahead and use it. Alright, even if you have the cinnamon stick, it can be used also. But I love a lot of cinnamon, so I'm going to use some more cinnamon powder, even though I'm gonna be adding the cinnamon leaf. Now you just want the water to cover or at the same level of the pumpkin. You don't want too much water in the pot because you know you don't need all of that water. Alright, so I'm gonna allow the pumpkin and the carrot to cook until they are fork tender. Now when it's fork tender, you want to allow it to cool down. So you're gonna put out the flame and you're going to allow them to cool down. I always do mine overnight, you know, so that it can be fully cool. I don't want to rush the recipe guys, so I let it cool overnight and then the other day I make it. Alright, so this is the next day and my pumpkin is chilled. Reason why I leave mine overnight as well, because all my ingredients are cold, like the dragon and the supergen. Alright, I don't put ice in my punch at all. Alright, so I'm gonna add my pumpkin and the carrot into the blender. Now, as you can see, I'm gonna be using some flaxseed, so I'm not gonna be using any oats for this recipe because the flaxseed will thicken it. Okay, I'm not going to add much flaxseed, maybe like a teaspoon, because this is enough for the punch. Alright, now I'm gonna add the supergen. Now as I said before, if you don't have supergen, use a Nutriment or any milk base of your choice. Alright, so I'm gonna add some vanilla. Now this is the vanilla that I have, so I'm gonna use what I have, so you do the same. Alright, so I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons because I love vanilla guys, but if yours is very strong, then you know you can add like half teaspoon or 1 teaspoon. I'm adding some cinnamon powder because me love cinnamon. Alright, so we're gonna allow it to blend. So you're gonna blend it until it's creamy, right? Because I added the flaxseed, it's gonna take a longer time to blend than if you had only the pumpkin and the carrot. Alright, just be patient guys and you know blend and do your thing. Alright, now the flaxseed is going to have that little texture after you finish blending, but that's fine for me because it's more fiber, so it doesn't bother me. Alright, so when you add the flaxseed, your punch is not gonna be as creamy as if you never add it. Alright, but just keep blending, and the longer you blend, the more it will be smoother it will be. Then now it's fully blended, so I'm gonna transfer it to a bowl so I can easily mix. Alright, so it has a nice texture. It's thick enough for me. I don't want it thicker than this, and I don't want it to be runnier because you know we're gonna add dragon and all of that, so we don't want it to be thinner than this. Now I'm gonna use some of the dragon just to rinse the blender, just to get all of that nutrients out. Yes, guys. So for me, I like to use a dragon, but if you like to use the Guinness, then you can go ahead. Or if you want it to be non-alcoholic, then you can use a Malta, alright, or a Vita Malt, or anything you like to add. Even if you don't want to add anything like that to it, then go ahead. Alright, so I'm going to add my sweetened condensed milk. So you add it to your taste. Alright, guys. So after adding, you want to give it a nice mix, because sometimes the condensed milk do stick to the bottom of the dish, and you want to get every bit of it mixed out properly. So as I mix, I realize that it's still thick enough and it has the nice texture that I so choose. Yes, I desire. Yeah. So guys, bear in mind that the more flaxseed you use, the thicker your punch will be. So the teaspoon is just enough for the amount of punch that I am making. But what if you want to make more than I am using? Then you just use more, alright? But not over add the flaxseed, guys. So I'm finished mixing the punch, transferred it to a jar. So now I'm going to pour it and let you see. So as you can see, it looks rich, creamy, and delicious, guys. Yes, but don't fill up on the cup the way I filled mine, alright? That was just a little mistake, alright, because that is insult. Alright, so I'm gonna use a straw, because I like to have mine with straw. So even though the cup is full, it's okay. But what if you are going to just put it at your mouth? Yes, so you have to remove some, because you don't want to mess up nobody, right? So this sponge was amazing, guys. It tasted so creamy. It was so flavorful. You'll enjoy the recipe. So I hope you give it a try. And the flaxseed, it has so many health benefits, alright? So if you try the recipe, please comment and let me know how it was for you. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed.